It's Monday afternoon, and that means it's time to start working on the next project. This one is going to be a speaker build using these parts. This is an old component speaker set that I took apart, and I want to turn it into an all-in-one box. So today's job is cutting all of these slats into strips, which are going to make up a finger jointed box. The first two bottom corners are in clamps, so once those are finished drying in about an hour, I can move on to actually forming the entire box. That's the first bit, which is going to take a while. After that, it gets a bit quicker. So while I wait for that to finish drying, I'm going to finish off this bottle opener. This is the last one that I have from the batch that I made that actually needs finishing off. And then once that's done, then I've got to come back to my lumber pile here and rip another 10mm strip off of this long piece of jarrah. I had to laugh. There's another YouTuber with the channel George Woodshop. He's an Australian guy. He's in Perth, and so obviously being Australian, he works with jarrah as well fairly often. And in his latest video, he talks about his love-hate relationship with jarrah, because he's flattening a slab, and by the end of it, he's covered in this red dust. Because when you cut jarrah, it doesn't come off like wood shavings that you would normally think of. It's a fine dust and just goes everywhere. So cutting that board, I'm gonna have to set aside the time for that, because I've got to get the car out of here. I've got to set up some kind of vacuum cleaner, shop vac going to collect as much as possible and then sweep everything out, because it just makes a mess. All right, well, that was a pretty successful lunch break. I've got these two corners still in the clamps. I'll probably leave them for a couple of hours just to make sure, because this is an end grain glue joint, which is not particularly strong. So I'll give that some extra time. I've got this jarrah bottle opener with the first coat of polyurethane on, busy drying. And then I've started making up these two Tasmanian oak bottle openers. So I'll be able to add those to the websites, hopefully within a couple of days. So a good lunch break, now I've got to get back to work. I've decided to move the Grevillea planter box off the concrete and onto the dirt, because unfortunately, I don't know if you can pick that up on camera, but what's happening is all of the tannins in the soil are marking the concrete, and if it sits there for too long, it's just eventually going to stain it for good. And because this is a rental, that's going to be a real problem. And that, kids, is why you seal concrete.